Today, we're at the Mira Mar Residences Sales Gallery. I'm joined by Georgia and Nicole, who are representing the sale of the units in this project. Thank you so much for having me in today.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, we're excited to visit with you.
Well, I've been through your sales presentation and I'm absolutely hooked. I love so much about this building, from the location to the history to the views. So I want to start by talking a little bit about what a buyer can expect the lifestyle to be here.
So I'll definitely start. We chat about this all the time, but obviously it's the location. So we are in one of the best addresses in downtown. We have 400 feet right on South Palm Avenue, where you can easily get to so many fantastic places. And Georgia lives in this area, so I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about some of her favorite.
Yeah, you can walk to the best restaurants in downtown, some of the best shopping, the theater, the Florida Studio Theaters, the opera. I mean, everything is just right here. The bayfront is less than a block away. So it really offers for anyone that wants a very, very walkable lifestyle. This is the place to be in Sarasota.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of walkability. I live in the neighborhood as well, actually.
Good.
It's a fantastic lifestyle. For anyone that's looking for this sort of walkable lifestyle in Sarasota, my contact info is actually down below in the description. So now that we've touched a little bit about the lifestyle, I know this project has such a rich history behind it. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. So the Mira Mar Apartments, which is the 400 feet along South Palm, is what the development team is restoring. It was built in 1922, and it was coupled by the famous Mira Mar Hotel. And this was, as it is today, the hub of activity in Sarasota. And it was the beginning of the boom of downtown Sarasota. So the history of it all and bringing that back versus just tearing it down and building new, which is so prevalent these days, is so, it's just exciting to be a part of that and to embrace that history and be a part of the legacy and offer it to those that appreciate history and want to be a part of that legacy as well.
Yeah, we have so much new construction in downtown Sarasota where they're just leveling the ground and starting fresh. And you guys are really taking some existing structure and then really the condos are behind that. Is that right, Nicole?
Yes. So the Seaward team has two architects that they're working with. We have a historical architect, and then we have the architect who is designing the new components, which you can see behind us are the two towers. And I have to say, the reason that Georgia and I are so in love with this is that this is the first case study in Sarasota where they're actually keeping what was here. And obviously it's undergoing a huge renovation, but then tying in the new and the beautiful areas behind it. So we love being part of the fact that this is so rich with history. And we can talk to you for hours on that. But in addition to that, now we're tying that in with the new. So it really has everything. It checks all the boxes for what we're looking to do.
Yeah, you get the modern amenities plus the sense of the past.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. So are you planning to honor any of the history in your design selections? Or I know this is a work in progress and you guys are making refinements every day, but can you kind of tell me about some of the inspiration behind your architectural features and your design elements?
I'll take this one if that's all right. Yes. So I've sold many new developments in downtown Sarasota, and this is the first developer that is offering to really customize if you want to take a more traditional approach, which has not really been offered for a while. Everything right now is very contemporary and modern. So our approach to selections is you can still have a more contemporary, but we're also offering a more traditional kind of finishes. So the plumbing fixtures change. The door trim and the baseboards are more elaborate. And that traditional finish. We have arched doorways if you want to kind of take it back to that Mediterranean. And then the variety of standard options and choices is unbelievable. Wood floors are standard. We're using silestone countertops. Of course, all the appliances are top of the line, Sub-Zero, Wolf appliances. But just the amount of selections. And we have our own interior designer on staff. So if that seems overwhelming, there's someone there to kind of help you through the process and help you make the right choices.
That's amazing. So it's not just you all helping people choose the perfect unit, the perfect view for them. You then have a designer to help them choose their finishes and
Yes.
to really pretty much customize it if they get in at a certain time.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's pretty unbelievable. So it's exciting to be able to offer that as in addition to everything else we have here.
That's very cool. So let's talk about some of the key amenities that would really make a buyer say, I have to live here.
Okay, so I love to speak. Georgia and I talk about this often, that we start with even the grand lobby. When the residents come in, our team and I are always saying, what can we do to make it better? What will the experience be when we're all said and gone, when the residents actually take ownership of the building? So the grand lobby is a great place where people can either valet or they could self-park and they'll come in. We have 24-hour concierge. We talked about the history. We're going to have a beautiful history hall, which you'll have some of the antiques and different finishes and stories of the past with a timeline. So it'll again bring that whole historical component into today. We will have on our amenity deck, which is the 6th floor of both of the towers. One side we like to say is where you could entertain, have a bit of fun. So we have an owner's lounge with a catering kitchen and an outdoor area. Georgia and I have a favorite room. It's called the garden room, and I think we've even shared the inspiration design with you on that, but it's like a
Beach kind of feel.
lots of green, lots of stone, really warm wood, completely different than anything we've seen here.
We haven't seen that in Sarasota at all.
No.
And it's so, I think, needed, and like people see it in other markets and want it here. So it's going to be amazing to have it here in this building.
Right, and we're so on board about that. We have a sports lounge with a golf simulator. We have a golf green. We're pet friendly.
Okay.
So that's a big deal to us. So we have a dog run area and a dog wash. We have 3 guest suites on the 6th floor. So if residents have guests that need an extra place to stay, we have that available to them. Then we have our beautiful pool deck, which is very spa inspired, and it's very similar to like a boutique where you're actually going to a high-end hotel. So we have a really large pool deck area. We'll have towel service for the residents. We'll have different areas where they can relax, where they can grill, they can entertain, they can visit. And then on the South Tower, we like to call that the wellness area. So we'll have a fitness center. We will have a studio room. We will have an outdoor yoga lawn. I mean, Georgia and I say we want to live here. We're going to build it. In addition to that, we will have 2 locker rooms where they'll have steam, and we will have a therapy pool where it'll be a jetted area so our residents can relax. And then we like to say the showstopper is the Sky Speakeasy Lounge. Yeah, you caught the photos of that when we were able to give you a sneak peek, but the developer likes to say that he gave that penthouse back to the owners, so everybody has a view of the sunset. They can watch the fireworks. We'll have a catering kitchen, an outdoor terrace, and then we'll have liquor lockers. So again, every resident that is part of Miramar will have the ability to watch the sunset every day.
That's amazing. So instead of squeezing out that one last penthouse to get every last penny,
Right.
we really wanted to say, no matter what floor you're on, no matter what your view is, I want everyone to enjoy this building in a similar way. And that's to congregate with neighbors, watch the sunset, have a place to just take in the beautiful views we have here.
Exactly.
It's going to be so popular. And I think buyers are absolutely going to love that, along with all the other amenity features that you listed. So it's great. Okay, so we know downtown Sarasota is booming. Absolutely. We have so many options. So talk to me about why a buyer would buy now and in this building versus waiting or perhaps even buying somewhere else. Maybe those are 2 different questions, but maybe let's talk about the timing of buying here and what we can offer buyers at this point versus maybe a year or 2 down the road.
Sure.
I think the time to buy is now. The selection is still amazing, even though we do have 10% reserved. But the selection's amazing. The pricing is first day pricing. And so typically in new developments like this, as we sell, prices go up, selection goes down. And typically, especially with this development team, the past buildings they've built, there's a great appreciation. Not that that's why anybody only is buying, but there really is an upside to getting in first day pricing with the best selection. So that's probably a great reason to come in and see us right now.
Definitely. And this fact stood out from when I was in from the sales presentation. I think, Nicole, you had just done some research. So this is not this developer's first project.
Correct.
They've done many in downtown Sarasota. And you kind of looked at some of the history of those past units and then their resale value. And is it true that not a single owner had lost any equity in their purchase?
For the MLS.
For the MLS.
That we looked at. But no, that's one of the reasons that Georgia and I are part of this team. It's the Seaward difference. So our developer is Seaward Development. I mean, this is their 4th condo project downtown. But the reason that they are different is that Seaward started off as a extremely high-end custom home builder.
Yep.
And they took that eye and that vision from building single-family residences into this condo market. So we talked a bit about what we're offering, but Georgia and I often talk about the team and why we're so different and why it's important to buy from someone who lives here, who's local, who has their eye on the project every single day. Our sale gallery is literally not even a half a mile down the street. So we are up in front, and then the Seaward team is back of house, and they're every day watching the project. They handpicked who they wanted on this team to build Mira Mar. So whereas, they have a great reputation for Epic and Park Residences on Lido and 711 Palm, which is just on the other side of us. This, when they talk about what they want to do here, they want to take what they've done and they want to turn it up a notch. And so it's really important.
Yeah, those other projects are incredible.
Epic is quite spectacular. But when we talk about what we're selling and why people are excited about it, we just had a meeting. We check all the boxes. It's the location, it's the history, it's the quality of the build. We didn't even get into the specific mechanics of what the building will be. It's also the opportunity to have the choices, which Georgia spoke about, the amenities and the lifestyle. We literally check all the boxes.
Yeah.
So that's what we really enjoy sharing with obviously our realtor partners and the people who are coming in to see us.
Amazing. I know the only reason this project is off the ground is because the developer has strong roots here. He had a vision for what this could be and fought for it for years.
Right.
And is going to leave a lasting legacy in downtown Sarasota, which is very cool. And buyers have a chance to be a part of it right now by being the first owner in this really, street changing, downtown changing project. So very cool.
And I think, as we close out, we didn't even get into the part of the retail and the commercial and the courtyard. So we're just talking right now about what the residences will be. But again, the 400 feet, restaurants, boutiques, shops, this beautiful courtyard. So not only is it something for just the residents, but it's going to be something for people that live in downtown or visiting. We'll have this pedestrian traffic, and this area will just be so alive with people visiting and dining and enjoying this lifestyle that we have here that will be open to everybody. So we could talk for hours about this. We're so appreciative that you came here and, we're able just to give you a snippet of what we're doing.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Sally.
If anyone else wants any more information or really wants to dive down into those details, please give me a call. I can bring you back and get your very own full sales presentation from Georgia and Nicole. They live and breathe this project. They know every little part of it, and we'd love to show it all to you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Sally.